Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we are in Minecraft again. That's all 6 days this week. We're going to be in Minecraft and we're working on the interior of the command center, working on making the consoles and the little doodads and screens and things as best we can anyway in vanilla Minecraft. I've yet to go out and make some custom map art. It's on the list of to do, but we have not got there yet. So we're doing a lot of stuff with glass and end rods and frog lights, and so that's where we're going to pick up today where we left off on Friday. I hope you're having a good Saturday so far. I am full of pancakes and ready for Minecraft. I hope you are too. Good to see you, Cosmic Dan and MindTripMedia. Thank you for the 200 bits. Appreciate that. We've also got a stream streak from, who was that? It was Lazy Tiger. 5 streams in a row. Thanks very much, Lazy Tiger. Cheers, MindTripMedia. Appreciate it. Mikatu, good to see you. Hope everyone's having a good day. We still have an inventory full of stuff that we need to use. So I'm going to dump some things because there are some things I don't think I need. I don't think I need all of this concrete. I think we can put some of this away now. I will need those and probably most of the other stuff here. However, I need to go get more quartz. We don't have enough quartz slabs. We're going to go downstairs, get more quartz. I also need more carrots. We should be able to get a double round of trading at this time of day, so it'll be a good way to kick off things. Repair the pickaxe too, actually. What's everybody up to on their Saturday? I was up at Zero Dark Stupid for no good reason. I was hoping to be more productive, but really I watched a bunch of podcasts and stuff on YouTube. It was kind of nice just to kind of chill out. Made some breakfast. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Taylor Tomlinson, but she's a very funny comedian. And she's been doing the rounds on podcasts, doing interviews and stuff. And is it John Birbiglia? I can't remember his first name, but Birbiglia's got a podcast, and it's really cool to watch comedians kind of dissect and break down their joke writing techniques and craft and stuff. It's really cool. And I mean, I don't do stand-up comedy, but as a podcaster, it's kind of nice to look into the minds of people that are very good at thinking on their feet and very good at communication on certain topics, which was cool. But the Taylor Tomlinson interview and the Stephen Colbert interview on Birbiglia's podcast are fantastic. 100% worth a watch. Very casual too. It doesn't feel very formal. I think in a lot of cases he's sitting down with friends. Oh, that goes the other way. Can't remember if I can get 3 rounds in or not. Probably not. No, I don't think so. No. You keep on threatening to get a mod that makes collecting XP faster, but I always forget. So I did not get any carrots that round. We'll have to come back. Is there a second time of day? I feel like there's a second time of day. Where they trade. Malakazar, hello, welcome in. I'm going to the south wing. I feel like this, right, we started this. I didn't get too far with it. One of the ones we did was pretty good though. I also know that I ran low on slabs and stairs. Maybe stairs. Do I have orange? I do. Yeah, we were working on this one, I think. And I ran out of stairs. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to try this with tough, didn't I? Cosmic says I spent my morning making the Nether hub on the family server. Oh, cool. That's starting those kind of projects is always fun. I also need more iron pressure plates. Oh, wasn't that one. I'm in the wrong space. I guess it was the east wing. I need to do a better job of like identifying them somehow. So this makes sense, I think, because it touches the deep slate here. But up here, I was wondering whether this could look better coming off of the wall. And then if it does look better, what style, like what position to put it in? Are these directional? The pressure plates? No. Okay. It looks better than the deep slate, I think, but I think it needs to be over one. And then if we do that, do we really need... I guess we could put this here. Maybe not. Oops. I do remember there was a lot of trial and error last time. Yeah, I think that works. I like this better on this side, I think. So we'll do that for now. That starts to feel a bit funny to me. Kind of wonder whether we should switch this. Instead of being 2, maybe it should be a single one. It loses a little bit of its charm. Wish I could get around that without touching the corner. Making portals is a headache? Yeah, that could be tricky. You're not allowed to use pink in the tunnels? Nice, that's funny. You know you've built something super massive when you get lost in something and you're the one who built it? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I wonder if I could solve some of my issues by just reducing the light on the edges here. I grab one of these to remove it. I don't think that makes that overly dark. And then I could come in here. starts to feel a little bit too contrived with the floor. I think that's okay though. Yeah, alright. Leave it like that. Now I just need to put a couple more things down here. So maybe we'll go with like something like that. Oh, I was going to bring more buttons over, wasn't I? Go get some more buttons. I should clarify. I mean non-stone buttons. I mean like either black buttons or maybe pale oak buttons. I can't think of any other wood color that would make sense. Polished blackstone. Chain Chaser, thanks very much for the raid. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. Welcome on in. What were you up to today on stream? Blurive, hello. Cheeky Monkey, welcome in. What was I looking for? Blackstone. Oh, look, there it is right there. And I have a full inventory. You get 1 million diamonds in Minecraft? Really? That's wild. Wrong way. For folks that are coming in with that raid, if you're not familiar, my name is Joel Duggan. I do streaming and podcasting. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, and I currently have a podcast called The Spawn Chunks with Pixel Riffs. It's all about Minecraft. And I have another podcast called The Citadel Cafe that's all about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. And sci-fi is what we're building in Minecraft right here. We've got a rather large sci-fi base going up on a even larger mushroom island. Let's just remove these and see if either one of these work. Don't think the black is going to work that well. All right, you know what? That's not terrible. That'll add some variety. I don't mind that. That's good. That will help. That actually looked better as two of the same. Cool. Now, do we want to put these all the way around the back? I don't think it's necessary, honestly. Not like it needs to be worked on from behind. I'm kind of imagining these as like workstations where two people could stand and do stuff. And then you'd have one person here doing stuff. In this space, maybe we can figure out a new way to put something in that space. I don't really know what we could do yet. It would be neat if I could add some sort of like recessed thing here. That could be fun. We'd have to find something to put in front of it. And we'd also have to stop that. Or frame it entirely in something different. Not opposed to the idea, but it's not fantastic. Maybe it just has to go out farther. Too close to that. So the other debate I have is whether or not these should be moved out farther from the middle. I'm going to try that on one of the other ones where we've not done all the decorating yet. See if I like that. I think that's good enough for now. It certainly does not feel forgotten about. Frit Old Realm, hello. Happy, good to see you. I had pancakes for breakfast, which is what you have for breakfast, unless you're wrong. Yeah, so I'm thinking because we've not done anything down here, maybe we can try moving these out to the side. Tedious, but definitely possible. I need to go down and get more of those black buttons too. Thankfully, we're right here. What else do I need? I need some carrots. Yeah. Breakfast enchilada. That sounds good. I like a good omelet on the weekends too. That's normally like my Sunday go-to. Because typically on Friday night I make pizza, and then what toppings I have left over from the pizza I put in an omelet. Do you have anything else I want? I'll do that. So these are a little bit bland, but we can spice them up. This, I want to see what it looks like over here, so I'm just going to copy this. Oh, crap, wrong spice. Well, I wanted to try that technique too, putting a square of lights around. Almost like a hologram. Yeah, I might get a better view of the big piece at the end. Cool. Oh, maybe I moved that back on the other one? I don't remember. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. I sort of like the white in this one. It definitely takes things to a more pastel look. That actually looks pretty cool with a double wide thing. You'd have to put 2 lights above it, but that's actually a neat look. Kind of thing you kind of have to just poke at this stuff until a happy accident happens that you like. This is one thing where it would probably be faster if I was doing it in creative, but I feel like it's more fun to have everybody along for the ride. Yeah, and it looks good. Obviously I put a slab down, I didn't mean to. guess I put all the stone pressure plates down. A little boring when you make them symmetrical. And then, do we have enough room? We should have enough room. Oh no, I didn't move that back. Crap. Right. Maybe I can play around with that in its space and see if I can do something here. Because then we could line the lights up. And maybe this is a good space to put the white ones in. I'm okay with each one being a little bit different. Hmm. And we've got this space to think about. Yeah, that could be okay. Could even have that go out this way. Actually. I need more tough. I don't hate this floor. The other ones were simpler, but we'd never see you fall off things if you were in creative. That's fair. That's fair. All right, what am I not using? I'm not really using much of... I don't need 2 stacks of gray concrete. Um... Not really using the black glass, I don't think. need more of the... You know, I don't know if a pale oak pressure plate will work. We'll bring it just in case. I can test it here, I guess, before I take it somewhere. I mean, it's not bad. It's not all that different from the iron, and I think the iron looks better. I don't hate it as the level of acceptance I strive for in my builds. Nice. Me too. For me, it's like, I want to like it, but I will settle for not having my eye twitch when I look at it. I think I like this better. It almost looks like one console when it's like that. We could almost put like a light here in the middle. We could even do something else there. I mean, what I wanted to test was this. We could almost go with the deep slate up here because it would stand alone, right? I wonder if an orange one would look good up here. Or yellow. The no on the yellow, but I don't know. The deep slate might. No, I think the tough looks better. I really want to see what this might look like with. I wonder if I can get away with the first time using a verdant frog light and a green or a cyan glass, maybe. I need to do something here to spruce this up too. Yeah, I've been jumping off things like it's my job since, I don't know, probably 2022 in this game. Once you get endgame with the ability to repair stuff, I just don't care. Yeah, so the yellow does not work. We need to stay with the cool range up here. That's looking promising. That clashes more than I thought I was going to. It looks good next to the tough. It just, we might have to go with like a green glass would be wild. We really don't have any green up here though in the build at all. So maybe a good idea, just not for this build. Green sea lantern, not sea lanterns, green Frog lights and tough go really well together. I think the purple stands out more. I'm debating whether I want, if it goes purple, we might want to go with the deep slate. Yeah, let's just do that. Trying to think about other ways that we could make this look cool. And I don't really have a lot. Like, nothing you really add in layers helps much. Can't put pressure plates down. The only thing I can think of would be adding something like glow item frames or something to this space that would look cool. Maybe shelves. Flat shelves on the side of them. Again, I'd want it to be a dark shelf though. We don't have those. I think that's pretty cool. Although, weird stuff with the skylights. I like lining the skylights up more when we do this kind of stuff. Guess it'll be easier to test over here. Yeah, don't love that. So we'll try. Yeah, moving these over really kind of messes with the pattern that I had in mind. Although I guess that does line up straight here. If I kept this separate, and the zigzag pattern stays the same here. And then we could do something with this somehow. That's not terrible. This could work too. I'm so glad I have really deep floors on these. It makes this kind of experimentation really easy. I do have some lights over here on the floor, don't I? See, now this one might benefit from being white. And if that's the case, it might benefit from having quartz stairs here. I also was thinking about having stuff on top of this. Or like I said, maybe we could do some sort of like hologram display. A bit much. It's too bad you need something for the pane to attach to. Otherwise it would be cool. I guess you could have singles. No. Nope. Oh, is that? That's not even in the middle. So the only thing there is that I would want to bump this up forward, I think.
Hello, it's me, Cosmic's voice in Joel's head. Time for a break. We'll have a spot of tea, cucumber sandwiches, and if you're lucky, a slice of cake, too. Despite what you may have heard, the cake is not a lie.
I want to know who that sounds like, Cosmic. I mean, I know it's supposed to be that particular character, but I really feel like there's more going on there. Thanks very much for the break reminder. That hour went by very, very fast. Appreciate it. Yeah, maybe we do less of this. Where did those go? There they go. Kind of like going around. That's the case. Probably have to go all the way. Oh, are we out of cyan? Oh, we're out of cyan. All right, we'll have to come back to that. I will go for that break. For folks that came in with that raid, if you're new to the channel and you've not been here before, I take a break once an hour. Gives me a chance to heat up my coffee, which is usually cold, grab a little bit of stretch. You should too. Grab a friend, grab a snack. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm just going to go find a spot to hang out and sleep briefly so I can go and not have to worry about phantoms. I don't remember the last time I slept. And I need more cyan terracotta. Those are in the wrong box. Okay, fair. Cool. I will be right back. Hello, Raiders. Thanks very much, Elkhorn. Appreciate the raid. What were you up to on stream today? Timing is everything. Yeah, you must have raided just as I went on break. Very, very cool. Glam Pixie, hello, welcome in. Blast Jordan, good to see you. Was over at the Idiotic SMT, helping Blast Jordan build inspired by the shop from Kiki's delivery service. Oh, fun. I think Blast has shared those on the Spawn Chunks hangouts. I could be wrong. Either way, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Kelbirdie, hello, hello. For anybody coming in with that raid, we are working on the Citadel server, which is my nearly 9-year-old server. And we are working on a giant sci-fi base. And we're doing some interior design stuff. Working on trying to add some sci-fi looking consoles with vanilla blocks, which is not the easiest thing. Oh, I needed more cyan concrete, didn't I? Or cyan terracotta. I don't know what I could do to make this look more interesting. Cyan terracotta. Terracotta. Oop. And we decided against those, I think. If you're following Elkhorn, you probably also know that I do the Spawn Chunks with Pixel Riffs. But if you're looking for a podcast on Mondays to listen to the latest Minecraft news and editorial, then you can check that out. Right. So we were looking at that. Yeah, that's working. Ooh, that's not though. It does start to get a little bit busy with all the buttons. The pressure plates are lower profile. But like, now, I guess we leave that one where it is. Probably this is the one we could put stuff along the back, maybe. I think I want to connect it as well. I know it's not the strongest design, but it's all right. These are not feeling the best. And I liked what we did in the other room where we used this space. So maybe we'll try that here too. Feel like I had orange down here maybe, but it might be good to try the blue. I put the blue back. Yeah, then this doesn't work. Do it this way. Yeah, I really want those to be blue. I could almost go with more deep slate there too. We don't have the cyan pattern here. Maybe we can get a light in there too. That would be underneath that though. Yeah, the cyan doesn't show up very well. Maybe we could replace the cyan. with some purple. That makes the purple have more context, which is nice. All right, I do like that. We'll put that over here too. Yeah, I don't know. It does. It feels a little bit boring. Maybe help it along. A little bit better. Where did those go? Going somewhere. Oh, that's where they go. We should run a prediction before you go on break on how many mushrooms you'll see on the screen. That's funny. Hard to believe Spawn Chunks is coming out in episode 400. Yeah, first week of May. May 4th, Star Wars Day, is actually the episode 400. I've got some behind the scenes work I really need to get done for that, actually. What was I looking for? Blue glass. Times like this, I really wish we had frog lights in all the colors. Being able to dye frog lights would be nice. Wonder if we can come up with something different on this side. Probably not. So I need a couple more deep slate stairs. Stay chunky and may the fourth be with you. Yep, 100%. Well, there was a debate on the comments on the SpawnChunks Spotify page. People were wondering what to call fans of the SpawnChunks. And it looks like the consensus was chunkers, which I think is kind of funny. I never thought I should be gliding over here now that I've got elevators, and then I can just pop up here. A little faster. It's not bad. Looks pretty good. I'm still not crazy about this area, but I'm wondering if we could do something else here. I feel like if I overdo these, which I feel like I might have done in this space, they might not work as well. So I need to try to figure out some other kind of lighting fixture or cool looking sci-fi thing. Like something right here would make sense. Even if it's just like a glass thing. Try that. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, good. Fix that. Feels a little bit more intentional. I think that's the trickiest thing, is to try to make this thing look like it was designed with a purpose when nothing here has a function. Yeah, it's a cool floor. I don't know. It makes like everything feel pretty dark. The only issue. Excuse me. Okay. We'll move on to the next one. Try to get them all like roughly in the same sort of level of finish. Ooh, this is not even tempted. But it has a more interesting floor, right? Like this stuff I think is more more interesting. And then we have a space here we could put like a single, which I guess is kind of fun. We've not done anything up here. I wonder if we could try with some warmer tones in this one. Oh, am I out of iron pressure plates? Looks like I'm out of iron pressure plates. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Especially with the cool colors out here. That's fun. Wrong way. I've got 2 storage rooms on the go, so I'm trying to debate which one to go to. It's going to be really hard to decide which ones we like. I almost want to put something on top of that that's like... I wonder if acacia would look good there. Or a gold pressure plate, maybe? Maybe a gold pressure plate would look good. Dude, the glass in here isn't finished. A little different. Okay, the blue still really cools things down. I need to really fix my yellow yellow stained glass texture. I like this. I don't think I'm going to put anything else out here. We could maybe put something in the floor there. Oh, I didn't put the lights in above them either. Purple, this does not work. I was wondering why they looked so dim. Now I know. Come on. These guys are just little. I wonder if I can get away with just a one rod. No, 3 definitely looks better. It does feel empty over here. That really clashes with the floor. Yeah, there definitely needs to be some sort of border if we're going to do that. I don't really want to break that pattern up. Wondering if I maybe tried tough down here. That would work. No, probably not. Nah, too close to the wall. That's not terrible. Man, if we had stairs and slabs and concrete, this would be so much easier. I have enough room to put shelves around that? Oh, that probably won't work. We'll try that for now. Yeah, that looks really cool. I guess I could try both. Being warm. Maybe we'll put yellow on this side. Nope. It's weird how it works down there on the other side, but here, orange is definitely better. Oh, right, but then it doesn't have that separation, so it doesn't have enough contrast, or kind of doesn't work with the floor. Alright. Was worth another go. Now these are where they were before, but we've not done anything down here. Well, I'm wondering if instead of a big flat console here, we could do something else in the middle. We could also shorten these. Have that as like a centerpiece. Maybe try some smaller ones. I guess we could make them wide like this too. I have enough room to put the lights here? That's the other question. Maybe that's the reason that they weren't. Oh no, I do. Okay. In some cases, I definitely get lucky because I did not always plan this to be like this. Not bad. And then I think I do like these a little bit wider, farther apart. Yeah, we'd have to do that here for sure. Can I move them 2 blocks? Could I just make a giant console? That's interesting. What if we made that? Brought this over here. Could try that hologram style thing that I was thinking about earlier. Then it's just hard to light though. Yeah, that doesn't communicate exactly the way that you'd want. Close. Oh, but then that's not centered underneath that. That's kind of a pain too. Then we could just do, I guess, like a 3 display. That's not bad. This is still weird though. Yeah, strange. Maybe we cut it down here instead. Definitely not my favorite go at this, that's for sure. Was the build positioned with the cool views of the sunrise and sunset in mind? Happy accident. No, definitely happy accident. I mean, I made it in the 4 cardinal directions because that's the only thing you can do in Minecraft without driving yourself absolutely crazy. So, but because it's symmetrical, it worked out. In the future, though, especially when I build things like castles and things, I will 100% be having them face east-west as opposed to north-south. That was not built right. Crap. And this is the one that goes west, so I might end up coming back and changing this dramatically. Only because it's going to have such a cool sunset, and it might be cool to come back here with oranges and yellows as opposed to all these cool colors. You're going something for different in every room, or is the plan to come up with one design and replace that everywhere? No, I'm definitely going to leave something different. Like they're not all going to be identical, but right now I'm kind of experimenting with a bunch of different ideas and seeing what works and what doesn't work. I could also come in here with more like armor stands and stuff if I really wanted to make things look wild and different on everything, but I don't have that interest, I guess. Yeah, I definitely want to try and find a way to get orange over here. Could make a single one with different colors like reds or greens. Oh, I see what you mean. Like a warning or something. That would be an interesting idea. I find that the reds and greens don't really, like, they kind of clash. But yeah, having some sort of like red alert would be neat. That is where I want to have, like, instead of a pane of glass being red, that's
Hello,
what.
Joel. It's your pal, Nicky House. Not to be associated or affiliated with any other animated mice, of course, just in case Disney is listening. Oh boy, looks like it's time for a break.
Thank you, Cosmic, for the TTS sticker. Appreciate that. Yeah, I would do something like maybe like a redstone torch and an armor stand or something floating on one of the screens would be cool. Or a redstone block would make sense. It's hard because you'd want it to be like lit up, and we don't have any real red light sources. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite so far. I like this, but I'm not a big fan of that setup. I find the two... Oh, I'm missing some rods. I find the two consoles distracting. Yeah, I much prefer the single console in the middle. So we'll probably come back and return to that. I need a break from all this. I think this is the last one. Yeah, that looks really cool with those ones. Okay. That might be my favorite. And then this is the least favorite, yeah. Yep. They do need to be wider. Like I need to move those farther apart. There's definitely some advantages there, but okay, let's go. I'm going to, I guess I'll sleep. No, I can't. Hopefully we won't run into any issues. Just in case I forget and there's phantoms. Cool. I'll be right back. All right. Let's jump back in there. I should probably get rid of these. Thanks, Cosmic. McScrewGunn, how's it going? All of my stuff was in the south one, I think. We need to make more end rods, I think. Glad we got some concrete back. That's going to be helpful. All right, let's move this stuff out of here. But at least now the ends are all at a certain level of finish. I'm pretty happy with these rooms too. I need to figure out a way to make those falls less problematic. There's no real way to do it other than putting water at the bottom or like a hay bale or something, and I don't think that's really going to look the best. colored stuff. I think this was over here, maybe. Yeah. And dye. Nice. I think we need to find a permanent home for these guys too. Cool. No, breaking the build is not what I had in mind. One of the things we could do is we can start working on the level 2 for these 2 floors. And the plan here was to mirror this one. Not in a storage room, but just mirror the floor. But I also do really like what we've got going on here. And I definitely need to have more villagers for some things. I don't know what the villagers are going to be yet, though. But we've got this space. It's all ready to go. I'm pretty sure we've got some depth going on. Yeah. Probably at least a couple of layers. That, and I also need to do some landscaping outside, which might be a little bit more fun. Be nice to be outside for a bit. For that, though, what I was thinking was trying to create a bit of a perimeter, keeping with that hexagon vibe we've got going. I think that could be fun to try and experiment and maybe... I think I've talked about this before recently, but I'm trying to figure out like what to do in these spaces and how to cement this to the ground and make it look rooted. But I've also not done anything around this space, and I kind of feel like it would be good to connect these spaces. I feel like these are all the same distance from these little T markers. I could be wrong. They look like they probably are. Like this looks like it's the same distance from the center point, would be my guess. Is that 35, 825? We'd have to take a stab at it, but it'd be cool to like draw a hexagon and like create like a border around here. So first, I guess we need to write some stuff down and see where these things are. But my guess is that this is probably something I measured out before. I wish there was a way that I could free my mouse up to highlight and copy and paste numbers from this screen. Be handy. I don't trust Zero's minimap coordinates. They round up, which is not great. This is the z-axis. So this is -3, 5, 9, 5, 3. And that's north. Hexagons are the bestagons? It's fair. I think I'm going to get rid of these too. I don't particularly like them. Negative 35, 8, 24. And we'll go south. So my guess is that those two markers are equidistant from the middle. So I need to do some quick math, which I know is dangerous live. Let me just... Three, 5, 9, 5, 3. Three, 5, 8, 2, 4. 129. And then 3, 5, 6, 9, 5. 6, 9, 5. Is 129. Okay, so those are both 129 from the center. And oh, there it is over there. Okay. If this one is also 129, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the fourth one is without having to really measure it. East. Oh, we'll have to do the middle X coordinate. I didn't get the middle X. So this is negative 52, 380, and that's east. Yes, yeah. And this one is negative 52509. That's the only problem with being so far from spawn is the numbers are just so big in terms of coordinates. 52509. And 52380. Also 129. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that I've already counted this months and months and months ago. So we have 129 from the middle. I never count the block I'm standing on, so that would be 1. So it would be 258, 259 would be the diameter. And so now I need the Minecraft hexagon, octagon, shapes, think this is it here. Diameter. This is 27. What did I say? 259? I'll double check that. 258, yeah, 259. So 259. That's a big space. Not the most, not the most intuitive website. How do I scroll up? I want to see and count the sides. Looks like 71. No, that's not how they count that. That's annoying. Do I have to count that by hand? Yes, I do, apparently. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's got to be an easier way to do that. Yeah, this is the fast website, but it's not the easiest website. Flash height should be 86 or so. Yeah, the fact that it disappears when I zoom in is really frustrating. Does any of the tools tell me? Rotation. Nothing there. Set coordinates. Yeah, I want the coordinates to start somewhere different. All right, this will just take a second. I'll have to count these. Can't zoom any farther, really? Can't. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 50 and 49, 99 across the side. Not 86. 2. This is a terrible website. All right, well, we'll count 99 and then we'll do the diagonal and it'll either work or it won't work. Okay, let's just hop this way. Stone is probably going to be the easiest thing to lay down. I'm also going to need my mycelium boxes. Where are those? They're all down here, I think, right? We'll need a new one. I don't know why I made them white, but I did. So here we are. Did I watch the Artemis 2 launch and landing? I did. I thought it was the coolest thing that I've seen on TV in a very long time. TV, I watched it on YouTube. I watched it on the NASA YouTube channel. Live coverage. It was cool. Let's go. Which is going to have the least amount of work? Probably. Well, they're all going to have a bunch of work going on. Probably northeast, I would say. Yeah. So I can probably get away with putting a block down every 10 blocks for now. I brought the wrong shulker box. Crap. Died and brought the wrong one. I died the wrong one. That's fine. I'm gonna grab a handful of these too. All right, so we got 49 going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forgot that you can't do that with a shovel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 9. 1, 2. So I'll double check that. You're building a scale Artemis 2 in Minecraft now. That's awesome. That's a great project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Deja vu from when we first started building this monstrosity in this zone. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two, three. Measure twice, cut once, right? 1, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This should be 9. 10, 20, 30, 49. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit and use the camera. And because something's off, I did not count that correctly. Or I either counted wrong in the diagram, or yeah. This may not work. Although it should if I counted the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We'll test the other one. Maybe I screwed up on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 49. So it should work. Oh, looks like it does line up. Okay. Maybe my angle is just off. Yep, that lines up. Okay. am, however, going to clear off some of this. That's pretty big. I don't know that necessarily, until we get the other side in, I don't know if it's going to look right, but also, I don't know what we're going to do about lower stuff like this. We might just leave it like that. Shepherd, how's it going? And Bellivora Heart, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate that. I just need to sleep, I think. Oh, I need some speed potions. The lift seems a bit insanitary. Yeah. The noises are also insanitary. They're up here, I think. Water breathing, fire resistance, speed. Okay, so there is 1/4 of the hexagon. Octagon, sorry. I don't know why I keep on saying hexagon. I know the difference. And so I think what we'll do is we'll remove some of the material that's inside of it. Because I'd like to have just like a really large area of flat inspiration outside of this zone. Because some of the things that I've thought about doing, they they're blocked by hills and valleys and little things that are in the way. We'll get rid of this too. Very satisfying. And is it mushrooms or mycelium that I can turn into bone meal? I think it's mycelium, right? I mean, it's both, right? And just mushrooms? Yeah, you can't do... I think I remember complaining before that you can't do anything with mycelium. I think this is faster. Do I plan to convert the mycelium into grass? No. If anything, I'm going to replace the mycelium with something else entirely, like possibly like concrete or terracotta, or probably terracotta because it's a lot easier to get. So if I can find a color of terracotta that I like, you think about what we did with the floors inside. I really think it would be cool to have, I don't know if I'm going to turn the entire landscape into something that looks digital, but I think taking the landscape and giving it some sort of roads that are lit with glass tops, I think will look really cool. I've got some ideas. There's a couple of concept art pieces that I'll throw up on screen here in a minute that have given me some ideas. Not necessarily the exact designs, but they are similar. There's that one. And I like this one, and I like this one, and what else? I guess this is cool too. Oh, that's cool. So this is an extreme example. It's got a lot more going on in terms of like some of the landscape is really barren, and I like that. I don't think I'm going to add much green to it. But I'd like this kind of a thing. This look is cool. Kind of what I wanted to do in Satisfactory, but just decided it was too much work. This is also too much work. I don't see myself, not everywhere. I can definitely see myself doing some sort of like really warm colored pits, like a smelter or something would be cool down there. But this is what I was thinking, like where the natural landscape is still around you, but you've got these technical roads that are going along in different places. And what happens out in between could be something a little bit more barren, but I want to have some sort of like road structure. And I'm leaning into the hexagon thing, octagon thing. And so I'm trying to figure out what kind of like grid layout would work best for that. I guess I'm out of beacon range. There we go. And I'm leaving the mycelium here only because it's the most uniform color that's out here. It makes sense just kind of leave it until I'm sure what I'm going to change it into. It also means I don't have to store it all. But it will be handy, I'm sure, at some point when I have to fill in some things, because there's some spots that are not this height, they're actually lower. And so I'll want to fill those in. I do like it when sometimes your materials mismatch, because then you don't have to worry about blitzing the edge. The pickaxe is not fast enough to take out the mycelium, so you can just kind of go around like a weed whacker and not have to aim very much, which is nice. I feel like I'm getting like a block delay as I place these blocks down. I'm not sure whether that's just visually or whether the server is lagging a little bit. Should have brought a bed out here is what I should have done. Oh, wait a minute. I might have one. Aha. Yeah, the mushroom fields are very vibrant grass. It is not my thing. It would be cool if I was doing like a Super Mario World build or some sort of really cartoony thing, but that's not what we're up for this time around. That would be a really fun project though. Like I kind of like the idea of, I don't know what to call it, like a theme park zone on the server. Or one idea we had was like a miniature land where the player is super, super small, so everything has to be big, like build flowers. Kind of like if you're in Grounded, the video game. I think that could be cool. But, I mean, it's a lot of work building really large things that don't really lend themselves well to square blocks in Minecraft, so it'd be kind of challenging. But I like the idea of doing some sort of, like, theme park land or something if you wanted to do a themed ride. Like if you were a fan of the Powerpuff Girls, or if you like Super Mario, or I don't know, you wanted to do a Street Fighter 2 themed roller coaster or something. You could just have all that kind of stuff there. I think that could be a fun zone on the server. Kind of like a no holds barred, very cartoony, super colorful, no excuse. Doesn't have to, scale doesn't matter. You know, like whatever is going to be next to each other. The only thing I would want it to have is like some sort of like structure, so like things wouldn't be floating in the air. But I think that could be fun. Take it easy, Ben. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the stop by. All right, we still have a few more bits. So I'm hoping that this will help with some of the inspiration for outside of the command center as well. This might be a good way to start thinking about how far away the next building is going to be. So the next item on the agenda, which is probably going to be some sort of smelter. If I don't build the smelter, I don't think I'm going to build a smelter in the command center because then I just won't have a reason to leave. I know this is inside the border, but I'm going to get rid of it anyway. These are just left over from mounds of mycelium that we took out before. These were the rock beds that were underneath them. I actually ran out. Like over here, we're going to want to actually put some down. Cool. So that's one idea for how I can develop this outer perimeter. And I mean, like, I feel like I wouldn't want, I mean, even though the door is really far away, this is not. Like, this is pretty close. So, like, I wouldn't want the next building to be here. I feel like we'd want any building that's close to this, we're going to want to put it kind of like in between, like in this area here. Or if it's going to be straight out this way, maybe it has to be out here or over here somewhere. I like the idea of maybe centering them on some of these caves. So we've got some of these caves that go down into the lush cave below. There's access to some things down there. Lush cave. And it would be cool to build a building that would have access to that. I don't know why. I just think it'd be something fun to consider. But in terms of like the real world distance, like that is not that far. It looks like it's far, but it's really not that distance. Like I wouldn't want a building here, you know, like I'd want to make sure it would be out here, depending on the size of it. I think something in that space would be cool. We also have the windows to think about. Something that Pixel Riffs mentioned on the show a couple of weeks ago is now that I've got these windows in, one of the cool things is going to be when you look out this window, what do you see, right? So now you've got this flat surface. So we could have some sort of cool building here. Maybe not facing this direction. I still think I want to build my buildings square. I don't want to build diagonal buildings because that's a giant pain. Or even if you're down here and you're looking out that direction, if you could see something, like if you could see the top of something out there, that would be fun. And until I start manipulating the landscape, it's not going to be something that I can do.
Mod lets streamer know stream time is at 3 hours. Streamer says thanks. More at 11.
Thank you, Cosmic. Appreciate that. Thanks for the TTS sticker. And yes, I need to wrap things up. But good timing, actually, because that's kind of like the last thing I wanted to try today. Just going to get that out there. But yeah, we may have to move that. That's fine. But yeah, I think that having something out there would make sense. Right kind of where that group of mushrooms is, I think is probably that group of red mushrooms. So then what does a road look like to get there? Like, does it go out this way and turn right? Does it come out a diagonal? Probably straight, right? So this is another thing, like we'd see that, but then we'd see the road that would come and match up, and that road would probably come across this way and then attach to this road. Or it could attach underneath the main thing here, because like the door is right here. So all of this is like floating in the sky. So anyway, some cool stuff to think about as we're developing this further. Oh, that's the down elevator. Whoops. So yeah, I think we've got a decent amount of these consoles done. I need to kind of make a decision as to which ones I like and which ones I don't. I do like some of these orange ones. So we've got some noodling around to do in the future, but I don't need to do it all at once. I am going to see who's live so I can pass you along. Cosmic Dancer just earned the 1.5 million bits badge. Really? That's insane. Cosmic. Holy crap. Can we get some love in the chat for Cosmic Dancer? That's amazing. And thanks for the mod help today, Cosmic. I really appreciate it. I need to do this. And then I need to look for other people streaming. It's been one of those days where I need to narrate my life. Otherwise, it just wouldn't go the way that I want it to. We've got Short Zelda and Sliced Lime. I think Short Zelda is probably a good shout. They're always a fun way to drop people off for a fun, energetic Saturday. I will leave you there. You can check out the Spawn Chunks on Monday. We'll be talking about the latest snapshot as well as the new textures for Cinnabar and Sulfur. I don't know if there's been much development in the Sulfur Cube, but we'll talk about that as well. I will be recording a new episode of the Citadel Cafe next week, probably on Thursday evening live in my Discord. If you are a member of Patreon, then you are already a member of the Discord. And if you have a Twitch sub or a gift sub, you can also join the Discord and listen to that podcast live. You don't have to support the Citadel Cafe to listen to the podcast. I just record it live in the Discord as a fun community thing. But you can actually support the Citadel Cafe if you like the podcast. That's the Citadel Cafe on Patreon. I'm just Joel Duggan on Patreon. It's very easy to find. And I truly appreciate all the support. Thanks for hanging out this week. And I will see you next time. Enjoy your afternoon with Short Zelda. Bye for now.